It's down that far flank. Options here, perhaps, for Black Leopards. They've got Mwape Musonda central, but they've got four players chasing space. Mwape Musonda in behind the Orlando Pirates defense. Levels matters. No. Mwape Musonda.
Flick on the near post. Overhead! Found the mark! It's Musonda! Came close with the overhead in the first half. Hits the mark!
Amongst the best shot or penalty stoppers. If you're not too sure about what you want to do, you might end up disappointed.
Musonda! I'll tell you what, Ronald Williams nearly got to it, but he doesn't. And Dylan Kerr will be happy now that his side... Penchi Zulu. Pereng's got a bit of space, Pereng. Decides not to hit it. Musonda will hit it, and Musonda will score. A brace for the Zambian, and surely Leopards have claimed all 3 points now.
He stands out, makes an impression. Now, Musonda amongst those involved in what was a battle for the ball in tight space. There's the test from Musonda. Couldn't quite connect with the teammate. That's
for the first time in the absence of Manganga, who's just left the field of play at the moment. So it was quite a depleted side, which when you add the stomach problems that they were having on the day, just didn't help the team. We find ourselves exposed, and the clinicalness of PSL teams is better than that of the First Division.
Musonda can't turn the two. Zuge.
Spoke to me about that is actually asked some players to hold it a little bit from pushing too much forward. But from a team approach, I think the coach will be ahead.
Oh, but no, in fact, didn't continue scoring goals yourselves. It's a mindset change.
Indeed. And also just the structure of the team in the way that players...
There he is on the ball now. Zuge to Lunga. Oh, lost his footing there at a crucial point, and Leopards may be able to get the first shot on target coming from this. Good movement on that far side. There's that option. Windows close to that, but still.
For a deflected shot is a part of the game. They all count. Wow, look at Nanga's move.
Nice touches by Nanga in the middle of the park then. Good recovery defensively. Musonda out muscle now. Arrows looking to power on. Hey, have it. 9 goal attempts to nothing. Only traffic in that regard. Football
could have made this situation worse.
We're told he's got trauma to the left foot. Musonda's touch. Mudau up against the base. Battle on in midfield here. Nice movements. Very good movement then by Musonda. Fortunately for him, they were wise to his movements. They are stubborn and looking to stubbornly fight their way towards the end of this match. 23 minutes remaining on the clock.
And the question is from Masuta, now that is trade. You know, I must add that the position of the world and his position for me was a big concern. I wasn't too sure Exactly. The ball is a little bit more this side, but
I have to go back to the beating of Mansburg United, the 2-0 scoreline.
the right footed take threw him off completely.
From a commentary, in that we just heard quite a bit tactically from Clinton Larson. I'll let you try and interpret that for us, William Chongwe. We heard a lot, in fact. It was like sitting in the Musonda's touch. That's a lovely bit of play. Beautifully done. The run continuing out nicely.
That was a typical situation of the dead man running. While these two are engaging, then suddenly that dead pass, finding the man that is running out of the, depending on what happens now.
Munyari, that's a good ball. Oh, that was a much better chance than what it turned out to be in the end.
Now what's the change? Who makes
I
it?
feel. I thought there were a couple of race foots.
For a little bit of treatment.
His lower back may be a problem. Black is staying down! Oh, staying out! Kept out impressively by Mulega. And talk about a positive start. It took just about 30 seconds to have a 3.
The passes, the thinking, the decision making, all of the highest order except for the last one. Well, you know, talking about the explosiveness of the game, which obviously involves a high tempo. Yeah, from obviously the old school where you come from, whereby a goalkeeper is be that tall. It helps, yes, a great deal. And I think all this part, for me, I've always thought that maybe when it comes to crosses,
near post. Lopez again getting the touches inside that box. Well, maybe
enough in as far as a chance to win this game. And that for me is what is the story right now.
It's a football played in total between the top 8 and the after Premiership before this evening clash.
I've seen this happen from some strikers who went on a dry spell for longer periods, but when they do open it up, then it starts flowing. And I think Kabuza is, it's sort of like balls around, bringing the game into disrepute. Yes. Big talking point.
It hurts. It seems to have caused more pain against that side that scored the goal. There are change early here in the second half, but Williamson was sitting alongside me. I'll point out the most aggressive of the whole situation physically in the mutual part on Gabuza, stopping him from gesturing towards the fans, and then maybe if it is to go somewhere. Lepez now with the extra man. Minai from range and bodies on the line. There's a chance again. Number the latest block. Get another corner. It will be. This is a good ball in the end. Butten did well in adjusting. He's a very good footballer. And this Munyari with the ball. Oh. Black Leopards as we approach the 1 hour mark in this game. Leopards looking to claw their way back into this game. With Hassan from Bule.
Just to calm the game down, break the rhythm a little bit. Can't always call it time wasting.
For those that are thinking it, I put it out there.
And there's always a moment to bounce back in this fashion. So it's giving us character, obviously, from the team that is able to bounce back from such a situation. But in football terms, it's possible. We've seen it happen.
On the powers of the edge of the box now. Lepez looking to hit on the counter. Movement is good. Strength is on the man. In the end, Pirates
goal on the back foot against the run of play. But how much more do they have to hold this game? Now, because there's not too many players to play combination play to build up. So individuals will have to come up a bit more in these instances.
It's unspeakable now. Hassan continues. Oh, that's good work. Look to foul then. Yeah, happy Cheddar. Again, Paris are living dangerously, making their own luck on Musonda and Benjamin winning high up the field here. Raise foot. Good run. Great challenge. Great challenge. Have to get it right.
There's always been pressure, whether up there or at the bottom. There's always been pressure of the highest kind. So the expectations are such that there should be a team that wins the championship.
Goals come or don't come. Something as simple as going to go buy bread every day is a conversation with the guy at the bakery about Pirates, the squad, what's going on. Pouring petrol is one point of view here, Willie.
The challenge, of course, is when, as a coach, you've got to change the strategy and approach of your team based on the developments during the game.
You see that they've been able to get themselves a major sponsor, Highlands Park. They want to make this a fortress, Highlands Park, just as Black Leopards want to make Poyondo Stadium a fortress there as well. Unfortunately, weren't able to.
Position has been unbelievable. It's a dramatic rise to such a high-profile position.
Highlands Park do play with a little bit of physicality. Joseph Mklongo, but he comes in, he's a powerful player, he runs hard at the opposition penalty area, and he does score goals. Scored 5 goals last season, did Joseph Mklongo. Even
so, just about everybody that gets played or sent into the box has that advantage, and they're not compromised anywhere else. Sometimes, you know, you get a team whereby they have shorter players.
Again, in the NFD last season alone. The draw against Orlando Pirates makes it 26 matches unbeaten in league matches so far. And a win today, it just stretches and stretches.
Remarkable.
There as well. So our Fumi got 15 starts, 16 starts last season. The second half of the season, they changed and played Moleka. And Moleka got 15 matches. We're not talking about the playoffs included.
But also, when you're under a bit of pressure, you are, as a goalkeeper, in a position to decide just. You can see that in his mind, he didn't think, basically, meaning that he's a keeper that was not quite aware of his position on the line.
Highlands Park lead by 1-0. Lucky boy, indeed. I have urged William Shongwe.
It's his
in the palm of your hands. Highlands Park lead by 1-0. A goal that could probably be already etched into one of those goals of the season. Yes, of course, it is Munganga, as the match officials are wanting Munganga to take his treatment off the field of play so we can continue. Mwape Musonda using the side of the pitch rather nicely. No way through.
He has to make contact with the ball for him to be called offside, because there was a player on the far side, possibly Matango, who could have maybe got to the end of that pass.
Nange for Black Leopards. It's a good pass. Played flat by Maflangu. Long range effort. Hammered away from the danger zone. Good work done in the middle of the park once again by Joseph Mklongo, who's applying himself. Again, Mklongo is playing the link role here for Lidoda Duba. They still can't string enough passes together. Showed, as soon as he hit it, his face was like almost like a kid at Christmas, because all the anxiety is that goes wide from Kolani and Globo. Ryan Ray, Bevan Fransman. It's a little bit close to Mwape Musonda, but nicely picked up in the middle by Sipisekle Swani, and it just showed. Knocked away by Selomo Tepe. Musonda looking to claim it. He does well, Musonda. off the back of Ramoraka. And Leopards will have their first corner at the Makulong Stadium. Header over the top from the Zambian international. And then we'll see just how the players can adapt to playing into the wind or away from it. Mwape Musonda away from Ramoraka. Doesn't really have a player to find. Eventually finds Kulise Mudao. Now Mudao's done well here. And a free kick for Lidoda Duva. And suddenly a little bit of a face-off between those two players. One can sense a little bit of frustration from Leopards as we go into first half stoppage time in Makulong. Changes in both camps throughout the course of the second half. None at half time as far as we've been made aware of. Here is Kulise Mudao with a bit of space.
It means that they'll be caught flat, and once it's 2 goals, then that's difficult to control the game from there.
Spiwe Mklongo, the first man in the book in the encounter. Again, defense. It's a really good signing from Brad Kaftel and the rest of his management team here. Musonda, no way through. Looking for Lucky Boy Mokoena. Tucked away by Kolani and Globo.
More 3-5, obviously, with the wing backs bombing forward at every given opportunity. It's a call of the hour.
Munganga, Mwape Musonda. Lovely defense out there from Musonda Mwape. They have a corner, Leopards. Allow that to be unpunished, and he's no doubt made a note of how many minutes it's taken to get the ball back into operation as it goes wide and eludes Kolani Ndlovu. It's given to us as a left-sided fullback, but Senior Ramoraka is playing in there, so he looks as if he slotted onto the right-hand side of attack here.
This level didn't drop that much for them to restart for the season. Whether that will help them during the season, I'm not sure, but clearly
opportunity for Black Leopards at goal. Eden Nene, Lipa Klongwane. Highlands Park need to carry themselves for another 15 minutes or so here. But that is almost an own goal from Musonda Mwape. The Premier League this season. Neither of these two teams will be playing in the top 8 over the course of the coming weekend, so both sides will be in action on the 18th of August. That's in 9 days.
Right, not fitness-wise from the beginning.
You see the discussions there on the bench of Highlands Park with Owen Dagama leading the discussion as it's away by Ryan Ray. Right, so from his attacking partner Sabelo Nyembe. Leopards again. Nice ball from Eden Nene. Musonda beats our 2 defenders, goes wide.
His rather is
to the right-hand side of attack for Highlands Park. So they're still prepared to attack here. Musonda. Nyembe misses out. Musonda through the middle. Nange in assistance.
Ryan start learning how to play a bit more with the ball in the defensive half. Just about everything that they release, it comes back immediately.
Almost a good ball from him. But there are only a few minutes remaining here. Yeah. Karabo Chepe. Good defending from Spiwe Msimango. 2.5 minutes remaining in Rainbow Ndlovu. Took off Tiamo Moshuene. Changing defense into attack. They're in a hurry here as well. Highlands Park have to be very, very careful of the situation. It's a great save from Kapini, or was it? Goal being scrambled on. They level. Black Leopards. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Pandemonium.
Or it could be a match imbued with massive implications, but only if Black Leopards manage to win today.
If they win today, they will send up a grand